Let me give you a few relationship communication etiquettes. Number one, if someone brings to you an issue that they're having, that is not the time for you to say, okay, let me talk about what I did first or what you did first. If I'm bringing something to you, etiquette says, let's resolve whatever issue you brought to me because you brought this issue to me. And now let's go on and say whatever I need to say, or let's have a conversation of what I need. That is not the time for you to all of a sudden flip it around and talk about what your issue is. If I'm bringing something to you, then that's the time for us to discuss what I brought to you. Another tip, validation will get you much further. People in relationships want to know that they are heard. This doesn't matter the type of relationship is. This can be parent, child, whatever it is. I want to know that you heard me, you listened to me. Validation is how you continue on in a healthy dynamic and communicating. If I bring something to you, your job is to validate. I understand where you're coming from. I get that. That was not my intention to make you feel that way. I apologize for making you feel that way. What can we do to make that better? But if I bring something to you and your response is, well, I do that because you do this and you do that, and you just initially just point the finger, that's exactly how the shutdown is going to happen. The other person's going to be on defense mode. When I'm trying to have a healthy conversation, you're literally manipulating and turning it. A person, when you're in a conflict and you have a person who's like a yeller or who raises their voice often, unless that's just their character and that's just who they are, majority of the time, if they begin to yell and elevate their voice in the relationship, in the conversation, it's because they feel like you don't hear them. You're not listening to me. You have not validated what I said to you. I brought something to you. I'm trying to share this with you. I need to know that you hear me. Now, obviously, why it doesn't help the situation, but that's what happens. There's a cause. The cause is you don't hear me. The effect and the reaction is the voice gets elevated because you're not listening to me. I need you to hear me. I'm raising my voice for this. It's just like an automatic thing. Some people raise their voice. Some people, if they feel like they're not heard, they just shut down and stop talking. They're the same thing, just in different ways. Whether you shut down or elevate your voice, you're still operating in the same way. Relationships are about connecting. So if I'm not trying to connect in and it becomes this competition, oh, you hurt me more, or you did this more, or you doing this, and it becomes a blame game and you trying to be heard and you just want to look at the other person and tell them what they need to do better, then you're really not trying to connect in. You're just trying to point the finger and be a victim. And being a victim in conflict and being a victim when you're in a relationship will never have a healthy dynamic. You'll continuously be looking at the other person as the problem and never looking at yourself and how you're contributing to the continuous actions of what continues happening, the continuous disconnection. Relationship work is personal work. I got that from my coaches, Ayana, Aize, Mayat, so I don't want to take that. That's what they said, and that's what you need to do to make sure that you continuously are showing up and doing the right thing properly. So focus on you, focus on your relationship, focus on how you're showing up, not what the other person. I say all that to say conflict is going to happen. Conflict is important. Conflict is how we grow. Being able to communicate, things happen. You have an issue, I have an issue. Let's figure this out and work through it. However, if you cannot work through the problem because one person is always pointing the finger, if you can't work through the problem because one person is unwilling to, if you can't work through the problem and if you're only focused on what the issue is and never the resolution of the issue, or if you cannot validate the other person, you will not have a healthy dynamic because validation is important. Solutions are important. All of the issues is just leaves on the tree. Let's get to the root of what it is so that we can get to the other side. Not just babble, but solutions so that we can connect in more. That's what relationships and that's what healthy conflict is.